So let's just shuffle this up a couple more times, give this deck a nice clean cut, and we'll see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Libras. Oh, it's a leaf blower. I didn't know what that sound was. Okay, we've got a Four of Wands, an Ace of Swords, and a Chariot card. Yay! Hoorah! The fighter, Libra. Libra the fighter. It's a good kind of fight. Some things are worth fighting for. Some things are not worth fighting for. Sometimes we fight for things because we think we're supposed to, and it's like, well, oh, and there's no reason for it. But there's some things that are worth fighting for. And the things that are worth fighting for, you know what those are, and you're right on top of it. And you're going to do everything that you need to do to make sure that you fight. Because it's true about Libras. When you get your mind focused and you know what you're fighting for, you fight and then win. You fight and you win. Because you're not the kind of fighter that's just shooting from the hip all the time. You're the kind of fighter that gets your ducks in a row, so to speak. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you don't take to that battlefield, so to speak, until you know that you're ready to win. And that's why you're a formidable opponent, because you're not one of those people that tends to be known for your warrior instinct necessarily. You're not always necessarily the one that people think of, oh yeah, Libra, ooh, careful of them because they're quite the warrior. And that's one of your superpowers. It's just like me. I don't use a lot of profanity in my speech. I used to when I was younger, but I kind of cleaned that all out of there. And so when I use it, it's so unusual that it really does, make an impact. And so I can use, if I want to say a word that drives a point home, I can use it because people aren't used to hearing that. Same thing here with you. People aren't used to you being the one that always goes out, kicks ass, and takes names. And you're doing, and when you do it, it has such impact because nobody's expecting it necessarily. And that's where you're on a good footing with your warrior self right now. And because you know that it's not always appropriate to be a warrior. In fact, sometimes you think that it's very inappropriate, or most of the time, to be a warrior. So when you decide that something's worth fighting for and you give it the right fight, you give it the good fight, you tend to win. And that's what you're headed for right now. And that's what I think you're involved in. You're definitely in for the win. And I don't see how you have any option but to win, because you're doing everything right. You've got the right point of view. You've got the right resources. You've got the right timing. Everything's on your side. There's that Chariot card's right in the front, right in front of you. And winning is the name of the game for you. And it seems like you've had, in this Four of Wands, you've gotten all your ducks in a row. Like we said before, you've gotten everything together. You've done your homework. Because isn't that the one of the most important parts of being a warrior is doing your homework and having a plan. It's not so much just going out there and going, rah! Those kinds of people don't tend to win. The closest thing to a friendly war, I think, in this American culture is football, right? But even with that football, they don't just go out there and just kind of run and tackle and hope that they do the best. No, they have a plan. They have a really clear plan that they've practiced again and again and again. And that's what it looks like is going on for you. You've got a battle plan, time tested. You know what you're doing. I am so happy to see this for you. And I'm sorry for the people that are in your path because they will be defeated. And I mean all of this in the most positive way, because you're not being a warrior just to be mean. You're being a warrior because it's worth fighting for, whatever this is. And all of you are going to be very different in what that is. The only thing that you have to be careful of, because this is the only semblance of a negative card, is this Knight of Swords, is in the process of it, especially after you've won. Don't listen to people. Don't listen to people saying you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You should have been nice or whatever. Don't listen to that. People are going to try to bring you down for winning. Just because that's how people are sometimes. It's nothing to do with you. You can't help that. No matter who you are, there's people that are not going to be supportive of you. But the problem with you in that is that you take all of that to heart, which is one of the most beautiful things about you, is you take things to heart, Libra. But this is something you don't want to take to heart. You know you're in the right. You know you're going in the right place. You know you're doing the right thing. If somebody tries to convince you that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, this is not the time for you to do the Libra, well, maybe I should listen to their side of it. Not right now. You can do that later. You've already thought through everything. You already know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're getting there. You go for it. Don't allow anybody to get you to second guess yourself at this point, because there's no reason for it. You can sit and do all of that Monday morning quarterbacking later. But see, when you do that later, the Monday morning quarterback is, yeah, but we won. It's so, just saying. So get ready to win. That's where you are. Okay, the Seven of Cups is this turnaround, and I think it's a turnaround in your attitude that's enabling you to have this winning victory right now. You turned around in somewhat recent past, it seems like. You turned around your perspective, and your point of view is such that you see that you're doing the right thing. You see that you're on the right path. You know you're going where you need to go, and nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Now, this Six of Wands up here is that solar light, and this is telling you that whatever you're going through right now is part of the divine design for you. This is part of who you are. This is part of why you're here, is doing what you're doing right now. Not any of the problems necessarily that you're going through, but the conquering of those problems. What you're fighting for and putting in that good fight, it's one of the reasons you're here. Not only for yourself, and not only for the if you're fighting for yourself and or your family and or whatever it is, not only for that, but so that people can watch you do it. People can watch you do it, and you're setting an example that when something's worth fighting for, you fight till the end, and you fight until you win. Because if the spirit is on the side, the spirit is always on the side of what's honest, on the side of what's truth, on the side of what is real. And that's what you're fighting for, is honesty, truth, reality. Not, not anything that's selfish and egotistical and dark and all of that. You're fighting for things that matter right now. No matter and no matter what anybody says. That's the thing, that you want to be careful of listening to certain people, because somebody will say, well, I know you think that you're fighting for something grand and glorious, but it's awfully selfish. Don't you think you're being kind of selfish? That kind of stuff. Just, thanks for sharing is the only response that you want to give to that, and then move on. Because I don't want you to let them use some of the positive qualities of who you are against you. Because you do tend to want to hear the other side of the story. You do tend to want to play devil's advocate. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's one of my favorite things about Libra. But right now, you need to stay true to yourself, true to your purpose, and not let people use that against you. Not let you upset yourself. You know what you're up to. You know what you're on to. You know where you're going, and you're not going to stop until you get there. You're not going to stop until you get there. This is the decision, it looks like, that you've made. Because you're not coming from the warrior point of view of a lot of typical warriors, whereas I'm just going to kick ass and take names, and that's all that there is, and because that's what I love to do. You're being a warrior even though it's not necessarily in your character to do that, which, like I said before, is your power. That's your power in all of this. This battle plan is so unexpected of you. Nobody's expecting this of you, and that's why you're going to win. Not why you're going to win, but that's going to help you win. It's going to help you win. And I don't see that you can, that loss is even on the table here unless you second guess yourself, unless you stop moving forward and doing what you're doing right now. Because what you're doing right now is glorious. It's fabulous. Keep at it. Stay with it. You're on the right path. Absolutely. And that's why some people are going to say, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And let them say what they want to say, but you don't let that deter you. You have to stay single-minded right now and listen only to that inner voice within you that's made this decision, that have been making these choices, and that is going to go and be relentless until you get the win. And that's exactly what you need to do. Not only for you, not only for whoever you're fighting for, whether it's you, your family, your business, whatever it is, but also for the people that you don't know that you are influencing, who are watching you. And they are going to be inspired to fight for what's right in their lives too. So this is a beautiful thing, Libra. I am so impressed with you. You're doing great. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. Oh, the Chariot card is your one and only trump card. So should you desire to take a listen to the meditation for that, the name of that meditation is Victory in Battle, wouldn't you know? And you can find that on all the tarot meditations for the tarot trumps in the video description of this video. There's a little link to all those meditations. All right, well, thank you so much for being here, Libra, and thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Deline, Jennifer, and Dre. Lovely, all of them. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, Libra. Blessed be.